Hi Libra, I hope that you're doing well. Thank you for being here with me today. We're going to be doing your reading for the second half of August 2022, where we'll be getting some insight, wisdom, guidance, whatever needs to come through from spirit, what you may need to know right now or for the weeks ahead. Yeah, if you like to follow me over on my Instagram and TikTok, you can find me there at JadeStoneTarot. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, the information for that's in the description box down below. And with that being said, Libra, let's get right into your reading and see what's going on for you for the second half of August. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have the black egg, we have the shark, we have the beaver, and we have the spider. So we have spirit, water coming out, and earth coming out. I think it was Leo who had the black egg come out in just like their last reading. So if you have any Leo placements, definitely go give that a listen. Highly recommend. So spirit is around you. You're being watched over. Just a sign, a message. If you've had any doubts or you've been wondering, are they even around? Am I just alone? No, you're not. Spirit is around you. Your angels, your ancestors, spirit team, spirit guides. There is that protection around you. So just keep that in mind, that you're never ever alone. So the black egg, this rules your throat, this rules communication, this rules you needing to speak your truth, honoring your truth, and even needing to speak up in conversations that might be uncomfortable. Like for some, I'm kind of picking up on the energy where perhaps in the past and maybe you still struggle with this currently. It's like when something's bothering you, you may hold back, you may bite back how you really feel. Yeah, that's actually the energy of the shark as well. Like there's this need for you to be honest. There's this need for you to speak your mind, speak your truth, and whatever that's on your mind, whatever that you are feeling, especially if you are feeling bothered or upset or frustrated or, any type of thing. Like it's so important that you speak up when you're feeling these things. Maybe in the past you used to really compromise, or you used to like make excuses for other people's behaviors, or you're trying to keep the peace in a situation by not addressing what's bothering you, but then you're not actually keeping peace. You are struggling internally. There's lack of peace internally within you, right? And so that you're realizing that can't keep going on, and it's coming through with the black egg and the shark coming out. It's like, Libra, there's something that has been kind of on your mind or on your heart that maybe you've been trying to suppress or ignore or just kind of push away, and this feeling keeps coming up within you, and these emotions that keep coming up within you, and every single time that you try to suppress it, it just keeps coming back stronger and stronger and stronger. So spirit's really asking you to address whatever this is. And that is something that you're working on getting better at, is like speaking up about how you really feel, speaking up about your emotions. And it may be uncomfortable, right? There's definitely discomfort there, but I see that you are working towards that, or you're getting better at it. With the spider and the beaver coming out here, the beaver talks about putting in work, putting in effort, dedicating yourself to personal goals, as well as even, unrelated to what we were just talking about, your career, relationships, whatnot, right? Many different things that you are connected to at this time, that you're focused on at this time. But with a spider coming out, this talks about sharpening your skills and improving yourself and getting better at what it is that you do. And with the beaver coming out, this is like having a positive attitude about the work that you do, about the effort that you are putting into all your intentions, right? Personal intentions, relationship, career, etc., health intentions, So it's really like whatever it is that you're focusing on, you have a good attitude on, or what am I saying? You have a good attitude about. And there's lots of growth, there's lots of development here. And the one thing that you just got to keep working on is you expressing how you really feel, instead of biting back your tongue or watering down your emotions. Like, it's so important that you let yourself express your truth, okay? Let's see what else needs to come out for you, Libra, for the second half of August 2022. Like, some of you have a tendency to be like, oh, it's fine, it's okay, when deep down it's not okay, it's not fine, it actually has hurt you or upset you, but you don't want to come across as dramatic or too much or being too sensitive, but you're not. you're not. So first thing is like validating your own feelings. We have Tobias of the Waters, number 37. And give me one more for Libra. Oh, are you kidding? Well, I don't know. As of lately, my fairy deck has been speaking a lot. Like, as of the last few readings, man, it's not just like one or two cards. It's like a stack. And here we go again with more. It's like, okay. A lot of the cards, or two of these cards, I think, or maybe three of these cards were in Virgo's reading, which I just did yesterday. But I shuffled the fuck out of this deck. But I guess they're meant to come out for you. So we have number 37, number 56, 28, and 23. So, Tobias of the Waters. This is the energy of seeing things clearly. This is the energy of also learning to express your emotions. I don't know if you notice here, but in the top right corner, you're right, she's like naked, right? There's this risk of vulnerability, or you're needing to really get comfortable with being uncomfortable. All right. So Luminous Doom, that's actually a really tense energy. So things as of lately may have been pretty heavy, pretty intense, kind of like doomsday. I was saying this in Virgo's reading. I'm like, what's going on with some of the signs? That's like heavy energy. Luminous Doom is definitely about I mean, the title speaks for itself. The card name speaks for itself. It's doom. It's gloom. You feel like just... Why am I thinking of The Weeknd? Dark Times, that song. Like, times for you right now are like dark as fuck. And yeah, that song by The Weeknd, Dark Times, was like, I think it's Ed Sheeran. I don't know why that song just came to mind, but some of you maybe are listening to that, or songs similar to that kind of style. But yeah, it's just like, it's kind of like you're in like a really heavy mood. You're feeling sad, you're feeling emotional, you maybe have gone through some sort of loss, or there's these emotions coming up that maybe you're trying to ignore or run away from. But at times it's like you may really like soak into these feelings and have that pity party, and you're putting on all these sad tunes, sad songs, and you're just like really like feeding into it, and you're just like, ugh, life sucks, gloomy doom, you know. Which is, it's intense. It's definitely intense. So we're gonna have to see how you get out of this energy. I think yeah, it's just some heavy ass emotions here that you gotta express, that you need to release, that you need to be honest with yourself about, because some of you haven't allowed yourself to validate your own emotions. You're telling yourself that this is stupid, I shouldn't feel this way, I need to get over it, but like you really need to acknowledge what you're feeling. So there's the need for you to release this energy. We have Penelope the Dreamweaver and the Green Woman, a bit of a different energy with these two cards. So Penelope the Dreamweaver, this actually talks about returning to something from your past. But this is not like, oh, the past is coming back, person for the past. Not necessarily. Now, of course, when we pull tarot messages, we'll see. I think we had that message come through for you guys like a couple times recently, of like someone from your past coming up, but this is unrelated to that, unless the tarot cards tell me otherwise. This is about returning to like a dream, a forgotten passion, a forgotten interest, something that maybe you kind of pushed aside, or something that you haven't done in a long time. Maybe this is bringing up something from your childhood that you used to love doing growing up. You used to love doing some specific activity or hobby. This is the energy of returning to that. A forgotten dream, or something that really once inspired you. This is talking about turning your dreams into realities and really fully believing in what you're manifesting, like believing it, zero doubts, just knowing that it is happening, that it's going to happen, and there is no ifs, ands, or buts. It is like it is. It's cement. It's happening. You know, one way or another, you're gonna get there. That you're gonna reach some sort of goal, and that's related to the beaver and the spider. It's like whatever it is that you're dedicated towards. It's like you're really focused on just like getting the ball rolling. When a spider spins its web, it always starts in the center and works its way out, right? So it's like it starts with an idea, and then you just got to build on it. You just have to build on this idea, which is interesting because when I was just shuffling my animal spirit deck before I started recording, the snake came out, and that's all about expansion. That's all about building on the foundation that you've laid, right? So you've already laid this foundation for yourself. It's solid, it's good, you've done awesome, great work, keep it up. But now it's time to build. Now it's time to expand. Now it's time to think bigger, think better, and like, be wild, have fun, be free, let loose. We have the green woman out here representing authenticity. This is representing your feminine side, your creative side, very expressive side, not giving so many fucks about what other people might think. Like, really you just stepping into your authentic self, unapologetically being yourself, right? That's the energy of the black egg. Instead of holding back your truth or making little white lies or excuses or trying to keep the peace by not speaking up, and then you suffer in silence, you're saying, fuck that. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Nice Libra. Like, I'm gonna unapologetically be me, whether people love me for it, hate me for it. I gotta stay true to myself. So it's kind of like, you know, you start off in this reading, you start off being in a bit of a funk, because there's these feelings, emotions, thoughts that have been kind of suppressed that you haven't fully allowed yourself to acknowledge, to feel, to validate, to express, to look at, right? And it's like, as soon as you sit with these emotions, you feel them, maybe you speak on them, then it just kind of like lights you up again, and you feel like, okay, like, this is who I am, this is what I want, and I'm not gonna settle for less. So very interesting energy. Let's get into this. Let's pull some tarot cards. Let's see what else is going on for you. For Libra, summarizing Venus in the second half of August 2022. Any messages for Libra, summarizing Venus for the second half of August 2022? Show me clearly. All right, messages for Libra, summarizing Venus for the second half of August. We have the Queen of Wands coming out, element of fire, of course. So yeah, definitely really focused on pouring your energy, your effort towards something. What do we have? The Seven of Swords. Okay, messages for Libra in the month of August. King of Pentacles. Page of Swords, and what this fell on top of the Seven of Swords, Strength. And the Devil. Moon, oh sorry, High Priestess, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, and the Eight of Cups, Ace of Swords, Hangman. You're reflecting on something right now. Yeah, you're reflecting on something, trying to get clarity on a situation, trying to get clarity on, you know, your emotions, also trying to connect with your intuition here. You are trying to look at a situation from a different perspective. Maybe this is you reflecting on something that you walked away from. Maybe you're reflecting on what to do. Should I stay? Should I go? Some of you are thinking about leaving a situation behind that's been incredibly burdening. Staying in a situation, staying in an environment that's just been very, very, very draining, very toxic, very limiting, restricting. For some, you are reflecting back at a time where you were once stuck in a very unhealthy situation, cycle, toxic, negative environment, y'all, right? We all know what the devil is. Unhealthy, even addiction, control issues, things like that. Okay, so you might be looking back at something that you experienced in that time, or you are in this energy currently and you're trying to find a way to walk away or to leave that behind here. And what's interesting, we have the Nine of Pentacles. It's like coming to a period in life where you feel more confident, where you feel more independent, where you feel self-sufficient, like you don't need to rely on anybody for, you know, emotional security, financial security, all of the above, right? Etc., etc. You are really just focusing on being good on your own, not saying that you're alone, not saying that you don't have people around you, but like knowing that no matter what, you are solid, and that no one can take this away from you. No one can take away your confidence. No one can take away your money. No one can take away the love that you have for yourself, you know? It's been like this long journey that you've been on, and you've been putting in a lot of work to better understanding yourself, and even like your spiritual connection towards yourself, towards your connection with spirit, with God, with the universe, with source, divine, whatever you believe in, right? Working on developing that solid connection with yourself, and even just like your higher self, things like that. So it's like nothing, no one can take that away from you. And so you're realizing your worth, you're realizing your value, and you're not sticking around in situations, environments, in relationships that are restraining you, preventing you from you being your authentic, most wild, crazy, fun self, right? As that green woman coming out in the Dreamweaver, it's like, you know, you might be surrounded by a lot of naysayers, and it's very draining, it's very exhausting, you pouring in all this energy, all this effort, Seven of Swords, in these relationships where you can't even be yourself, where you feel like you have to hide part of yourself, or you can't authentically like be you have to water yourself down, or you feel like you're gonna be judged, or that you don't belong, that you don't fit in. Like, you're tired of that. You're tired of pouring your effort, your energy into places where you feel like you're not being seen or understood. And so you, in a way, what the fuck am I saying? For a while now, you've been feeling like restraint. You've been feeling really tied. You've been feeling really like limited. And it's been very unhealthy. It's been very heavy. Maybe it's tying in with the luminous doom, feeling like I'm never going to change. I'm always going to be stuck in this. What if this is it? Like, what if like this is my life? What if it's not? That's the one thing that we can count on, is that everything always changes. We're always constantly changing, growing, evolving. Nothing ever stays the same. So at least that's a certain thing. That's the one certainty in life. Is the two certainties in life. One, what happens on earth stays on earth, you know, like whatever happens, like no one's making it out here alive. And number two, another thing that's certain is that everything always changes. Nothing ever stays the same. So if you're unhappy with current circumstances right now, yeah, it sucks. Yeah, feel those emotions, acknowledge them. No, you're not stupid. No, you're not being dramatic or overreacting or this or that or too sensitive. You're not. Validate your emotions, your feelings. But also keep in mind that at any moment, things can change. Here with that Penelope the Dreamweaver, right? At any moment, things could change. At any moment, your life could change. You also always have a choice about where you direct your energy, that the decisions that you make. You know, if you hated your job, fuck it, quit your job. I'm just kidding, don't listen to me. But like, you know, at any moment you could change your life for better, for worse. That is up to you and your free will. But you're realizing, like, I don't need to stay stuck in this box. I don't need to stay stuck in this cage, right? You have a choice that you can break away. If you're struggling with addiction, for some of you, if you're struggling with any form of addiction, you know, you are realizing, like, it comes down to you. If you're unhappy with your life and with the choices that you made, it comes down to you. And what are you going to do about that? Are you going to stay in that cage and just say, well, this is it and this is how it's always going to be? Or are you going to find a way to break out? And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's going to be a journey. It's going to be a process. But, you know, you're realizing, like, it comes down to me. It comes down to me, because the shows here with the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Wands, is like, you've been pouring so much time and energy into situations, into relationships that haven't been the best influence on you. So it's about, where do you need to change your shift of focus? Because what I'm seeing here is, like, you've been investing into the Seven of Swords. You've been investing in the wrong places, the wrong people, the wrong areas, even self-sabotage for some of you. You've been really just pouring so much energy. It's like almost want to say it's a waste of energy. So it's time to turn that around. And that requires a lot of strength. That requires a lot of discipline. That requires a lot of willpower. That requires you to be honest with yourself and kind of have literally a one-on-one talk with yourself. Give yourself a pep talk in the mirror and be like, okay, Libra, let's fucking get this shit going. And some of you need help. Some of you need assistance. Some of you can't do this alone. This is not just a one-man's lone wolf job. Like, this requires you to have a team support, right? So that's another thing to keep in mind, because showing up here as the Nine of Pentacles is a very independent energy. Yes, that's amazing. You have your own back. You've built this foundation for yourself. No one can take away what you've worked so hard to achieve and accomplish. But at the same time, You can't always do things by yourself. You can't always do things alone. You can, you know, for example, if you've been like alone, like just a complete loner for a long time, and you've been doing work on yourself and you've been healing yourself, that's great, that's amazing. But at the same time, there's only so much healing you can do on your own individually. You know, certain relationships that come in help us grow and learn and heal as well, right? So just another little example here. I don't even know what am I gonna call this reading, y'all? Like, I definitely feel that some change is needed. You need to make some sort of change or shift in the direction that you're going down, or there's adjustments that you need to make. And so this requires you to take time out to brainstorm, to get clear with your intentions, to get clear with what do you want for yourself? What is your end goal here? What is it that you're trying to work your way out to? Like I said, you start off with an idea and then you build on it. You work outwards. So start off with that goal, that intention, and then just focus on building it one step at a time, expanding one step at a time, and continue to work outwards, right? So that's what I feel like that's your main focus for the second half of August, is like, I'm pretty sure you're aware of what needs to change or what you're needing to let go or remove here. 10 of Wands and the Ace of Swords. There's definitely some things that you need to remove. You've been carrying too much. You've been holding on to too much, or things that are no longer relevant. Grudges, anger, pent-up emotions from things that happened to you long time ago. It's time to take that blade, it's time to take that sword and cut yourself free from that, from the excuses, from the blockages, from the fear, from the environments, relationships that are not good influences for you, you know? Like, it's really like time to like make this choice. You either stay in your environment and you hate it and you're like, oh, I'm gloomy doom life, like, oh man, this sucks. Or you say, you know what, fuck it. It comes down to me and I have to make the change. I have to free myself from this net, right? Because you've just been chilling in this net. You've been just hanging out here. You're like, well, I guess I'm stuck in here, in my own little prisoner. No, you know what? You're breaking out of your own prison break. No, but all jokes aside, it's like, there's a way out of this. There's a way out of this mess. There's a way out of this stagnancy. There's a way out of feeling so stuck or restricted, out of this toxicity. There is a way. The fact that we have, you know, we go from these kind of cards of being stuck to finding a way out. Finding a way out. And like I said, for some, finding a way out is through collaboration. It's through friendship. It's through relationships. You can't do this alone. Right? So some of you are really needing to let your walls down, let people in, but that can also be a struggle. That's something that you might be struggling with doing, but learning curves, right? Learning curves, that's what you're going through, but it's going to be all right. And at the end of the day, you are stepping closer to a really fulfilling life and living a most authentic life as well, the most authentic you've ever been. So keep it up. You're headed on the right path. You're doing amazing. You're doing the best that you can. Acknowledge your feelings. I do feel like you're also getting some sort of clarity when you go inwards, probably connecting to your intuition. Definitely something about clarity here with the Ace of Swords, Page of Swords, and Tobias of the Waters. There's definitely something, and even the Black Egg. So there's definitely like a theme of clarity here, or being able to see things from a different perspective. And it may require you to walk away or let some things go. We do have the full moon showing up twice in these cards with the Eight of Cups and the High Priestess. Like, something has served its purpose, Libra. It's time for you to accept it and move on. And that's not something that just happens instantly or overnight. So again, you've got to be patient with yourself throughout this entire journey. It's gonna be all right. Just stay patient, stay dedicated, don't give up, because you're on the right track. You're just sharpening your skills, you're sharpening your abilities, you're getting better at whatever it is that you're doing, and you've come a long way. So I think with that being said, Libra, we're going to leave the reading here. I hope that this was insightful. I hope that this was helpful. If you resonated, let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate it. If you are new here, subscribe to the channel, leave a like. And if you'd like to follow me on my Instagram and TikTok, you can find me there at JadeStoneTarot. You can book with me a private reading in the description box down below. And yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care.